We've now spent a full year camping in our Casita Spirit Deluxe, and in this video is a look at what that experience has actually been like in the real world. Not a walkthrough, not a specs video, just what it's like to live with this camper in the Rocky Mountains, in remote campsites, and on longer trips. And I'll start with this location because it sets the tone. We're currently sitting at about 8,000 feet in the Colorado Rockies. It's around 40 degrees this morning, and you can really feel that temperature inside the camper. We've also had a nearby wildfire in the region, which has been threatening areas around Leadville and changing some of the plans we had for this trip. And that really sums up camping out here. You don't control conditions, you adapt to them. One of the first things I still appreciate about the Casita is the build quality. It's a molded fiberglass trailer, and that matters more than I expected when we first bought it. It's low maintenance, it's easy to clean, and it just feels durable. There are no seams like a traditional trailer, and long term that's a big deal for me. I expect this trailer to last a long time with very little upkeep. And honestly, I still think it's one of the best looking campers on the road. The shape, the Casita logo, the simplicity of the design, it just works. Even after a year, it still feels good pulling into a campsite with it. From a value standpoint, this was also one of the best entry points into fiberglass camping. We're talking roughly $30,000 to $35,000, depending on options, which puts it well below something like an Escape, Oliver, or Bigfoot. And what you're really paying for here is simplicity. It's a straightforward, lightweight camper that gets you into the fiberglass RV world without a huge financial jump. And that resale value was also a factor for us. These trailers tend to hold value well, which makes the ownership experience feel a lot more flexible. One of the biggest reasons we chose this setup was the ability to camp off-grid. We ordered the factory solar package, and it's been one of the best investments we've made. Since then, we've added a second 200-watt Renogy suitcase-style solar panel, bringing our total portable solar capacity up to 400 watts. That extra panel has made a noticeable difference, especially on longer trips. Even after running our lights, water pump, refrigerator, fans, and charging our electronics, we've had no trouble keeping the Casita's battery topped off during the day. For us, that combination has been a great balance between portability and performance. The suitcase-style panels are definitely heavier than the flexible panels, but they're much more stable in the wind. They're durable, and they've consistently produced excellent power. We also carry an EcoFlow Delta 2 power station that we use primarily for our 2 Dometic refrigerators. Each day, I recharge the EcoFlow using our Honda 3200 generator, and in about an hour, it's ready to power the refrigerators for another day. Because I work remotely, we also travel with Starlink, which has completely changed how long we're able to stay in remote locations. Between the Casita solar system, the EcoFlow, the generator, and Starlink, we've built a reliable off-grid setup that lets us comfortably camp for extended periods without hookups. Inside the camper, the first thing you'll notice is that it's small, but it's usable. For shorter trips, the storage is actually fine. But once you get into longer trips, like 10 to 14 days, you really start to understand the limitations of a small trailer. One thing I still really like is the propane stove inside the Casita. It's a Greystone unit, and it works very well. We use it every morning for coffee and tea, and if the weather is bad, we can easily cook breakfast inside. It's a simple feature, but in cold or rainy conditions, it becomes one of the most useful parts of the camper. The AC and heater both work, and because the camper is small, it heats and cools fairly quickly. But the furnace is noisy when it cycles on at night, and that does impact sleep a bit more than I expected. We originally bought the Spirit Deluxe because it had a dinette and a full bed setup, which worked great at the time. But after I was diagnosed with sleep apnea and started using a CPAP machine, we ended up converting the dinette into a second bed. That solved one problem, but it created another. We lost our main seating area inside the camper. So now, during the day, you're either sitting on a bed or lying down. And on longer trips, that starts to matter more than you'd think. The bathroom is functional, but like everything else in a 17-foot camper, space is at a premium. The shower works well once the water gets up to temperature, although it takes a little while for the hot water to reach the shower, so you end up wasting a bit of water while you're waiting. We upgraded the shower head to one with an on-off switch, which has made conserving water while boondocking much easier. The shower itself is definitely compact. There's enough room to get the job done, but drying off afterward can be a bit of a challenge simply because there isn't much space to move around. The only component that failed during our first year of ownership was the toilet. The foot pedal mechanism stopped working, and rather than deal with the time and inconvenience of a warranty claim, we simply purchased a replacement toilet ourselves for about $150 and installed it. It was a straightforward repair, and we've had no issues since. Overall, I don't consider it a major problem, but it's worth mentioning because it was the only part on the Casita that actually failed during our first year of ownership. Overall, the bathroom does everything we need it to do, but between the limited space, the wait for hot water, and the careful water management that's required while boondocking, it's another reminder that you're living in a compact camper. A few things we've added have made a big difference. The Stromberg Carlson trailer tray has been extremely useful for carrying our Honda generator and extra fuel. We also added a front sunshade to the awning, which helps a lot in the mornings and late afternoons. The awning itself is one of the best features of the camper. It creates a really nice outdoor living space. The main takeaway after a year is the size of the Casita. The Casita is excellent for its size, but is still a small camper. When it's just one person, it feels spacious enough. With 2 adults and a dog, the small space becomes very noticeable on longer trips. You're constantly working around each other. If one person is cooking, the other is adjusting. If someone is getting ready, space becomes tight very quickly. On good weather days, that's fine because we're outside most of the time. But when the weather turns, wind, rain, cold, you end up inside. And that's when the limitations really show. That's why we also bring a clam shelter now to give us more usable outdoor living space. Because in reality, the Casita becomes more of a base camp than a full living space. We also run Rotopax fuel containers, which give us extra range and flexibility on longer trips. And one thing I strongly recommend is a backup camera. That's a huge quality of life improvement when maneuvering or parking. What this camper has really done is change how we camp. It made it easier to leave tent camping behind, and it opened up a completely different style of travel for us. We can get into remote campsites, stay near rivers and lakes, and spend long periods out in the mountains without needing much infrastructure. It also fits our dog really well, which was important for us. But more than anything, it encourages an outdoor lifestyle. We spend more time outside than inside, and that's become the default way we camp now. After a year, I don't think the Casita has any major flaws for what it is. It's simple, reliable, easy to tow, and extremely capable for its size. But it also taught us something important. Your camping style matters just as much as the camper you choose. And over time, our style has shifted toward longer trips, more remote locations, and more time living inside the camper, not just sleeping in it. And that's where the limitations of a small trailer become very real. Still, for what it is, the Casita has been an excellent part of our camping journey.